Kuruluş Osman is a grand historical epic that tells the story of Osman Bey, the founder of the Ottoman state. Set in the late 13th century, the series explores war, faith, leadership, sacrifice, betrayal, and the birth of a nation from the ashes of chaos. Unlike ordinary historical dramas, Kuruluş Osman is not only about battles, it is about the transformation of a man into a state, and of a tribe into an empire. Crescent Moon, the world Osman is born into. The story takes place during a time of great instability in Anatolia. The Seljuk Sultanate is collapsing, Mongol pressure dominates the region, and Byzantine forces attempt to reclaim lost lands. Turkish tribes struggle to survive between empires, surrounded by enemies and internal divisions. In this brutal world, power belongs to those who can protect their people. Osman Bey is the son of Ertuğrul Gazi, a respected tribal leader who laid the moral and ideological foundation for what would become the Ottoman state. When Ertuğrul's era ends, Osman inherits not a throne, but a responsibility. Crossed swords Osman Bey, from warrior to leader. Osman begins as a fearless warrior, brave, impulsive, and deeply loyal to his people and faith. But leadership demands more than strength. He must learn strategy, patience, and sacrifice. From the beginning, Osman is surrounded by enemies. Byzantine governors who see him as a rising threat. Mongol commanders who seek control. Rival Turkish beys who envy his growing influence. Even within his own tribe, Osman faces doubt, jealousy, and betrayal. Yet what separates Osman from others is vision. He does not fight merely for land or power. He fights for justice, independence, and the dream of a state governed by law and faith rather than tyranny. Bow and arrow, the tribe and the struggle for unity. One of the central themes of Kuruluş Osman is unity. Osman understands that a fragmented people cannot survive. He works relentlessly to unite Turkish tribes under a shared cause. This process is painful. Alliances are tested. Blood is spilled. Trust is broken. Osman is forced to make impossible choices, sometimes choosing the future of the people over personal bonds. Tribal councils become battlegrounds of ideology and ambition. Words are often as dangerous as swords. Shield love, family, and sacrifice. Osman's personal life is deeply intertwined with his mission. His marriage to Bala Hatun, a woman of faith, intelligence, and strength, represents moral balance in his life. Bala is not a passive figure. She supports Osman spiritually and emotionally, often reminding him of justice, compassion, and responsibility. Later, Malhan Hatun, strong-willed and politically astute, enters Osman's life, reinforcing the alliance between tribes and strengthening his leadership. Family, in this series, is both a source of strength and vulnerability. Loss is constant. Martyrdom is honored. Pain is endured silently for the sake of the future. Castle, the Byzantine front and strategic warfare. Osman's greatest external enemy is the Byzantine frontier system, castles, governors, and military commanders who attempt to crush his growing power. Battles are not random. Osman uses intelligence, infiltration, and alliances to weaken his enemies. He captures key castles, disrupts supply lines, and turns the enemy's arrogance against them. Victory is never easy. Each conquest brings retaliation. Each success attracts stronger enemies. Osman learns that building a state means fighting endlessly to protect it. Wolf, betrayal, martyrs, and inner enemies. Not all threats come from outside. Throughout the series, Osman faces betrayal from those closest to him, beys who sell their loyalty, warriors tempted by power, and spies hidden within the tribe. These betrayals hurt more than swords. Osman is forced to execute justice, even when it costs him emotionally. Mercy and discipline constantly collide. The line between forgiveness and weakness is thin. The deaths of loyal Alps and companions reinforce the cost of leadership. Every martyr strengthens the cause but deepens the burden on Osman's soul. Mosque faith is a foundation. Faith is not decoration in Kuruluş Osman, it is the backbone of the narrative. Osman's actions are guided by belief in divine justice and destiny. Scholars, dervishes, and spiritual mentors play a crucial role in shaping his vision. They remind him that power without morality becomes tyranny. The idea of devlet, state, is not merely political, it is spiritual and ethical. Globe: the birth of a state. As seasons progress, Osman's victories are no longer tribal achievements, they become state-building milestones. Borders are defined, laws are established, leadership structures are formed. Osman moves from being a frontier warrior to a sovereign leader. Enemies now refer to him not as a rebel, but as a ruler. The dream Ertuğrul once carried begins to materialize, not as an empire yet, but as a foundation strong enough to endure centuries. Fire: the core message of Kuruluş Osman. Kuruluş Osman is not only about history, it is about legacy. It shows that states are built with sacrifice, not comfort. Leadership requires loneliness and pain. Justice must survive even in war. Unity is stronger than bloodlines. The series ends each arc reminding viewers that the Ottoman Empire did not rise overnight. It was born through struggle, belief, patience, and unbreakable will. Checkered flag: final thought. Kuruluş Osman tells the story of a man who refused to bow to empires, a leader who turned a tribe into a state, and a vision that reshaped history. It is not the story of conquest alone. It is the story of becoming.